Have you ever played a Neo Geo Pocket Color or any of the other retro handhelds from this time period? Well, if you had, then you would know that these screens look like total garbage. They are not bright enough. The colors aren't that great on them. Back in the day, they were amazing because we had nothing else to compare it to. Nowadays, not so much. So, in today's video, what we're going to do is get this taken apart and install a fancy new IPS screen. And not only is this a new screen, it's got some really cool onboard features, as well as it's actually a tiny bit bigger than the original. We'll also go ahead and give it a nice glass front, which just makes it look nicer overall. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive in and see what it's like to do this mod on a Neo Geo Pocket Color. Hey, what's up everyone? Game Dad here, and right before we dive in, I figured I'd show you what the screen looks like now. So let's go ahead and take a look. As you can see, it is just not very bright. If it has direct light shining down on it, it's not horrible, but that's real dark. So let's go ahead and fix that. All right, so diving right in, we're going to get everything removed, all the batteries and all that stuff. Then we need to undo all of the screws on the case to get it off. There are a few different screws here, but nothing too crazy to go through. And once you get those out, then you will be able to pop off the back of the console. And this thing is not really held together by much, honestly. You take that off. There are a couple of screws holding down the actual motherboard. You want to make sure to desolder the power connector that is right there and pop off that joystick on the front. And then you can go ahead and remove the board and the screen connector, as you can see right here. Now, once the screen connector has been removed, you can go ahead and apply a little bit of pressure, and that will help release the original screen. Then you want to get that old glue out of there, and as you can see, I took this opportunity to go ahead and clean up the shell a little bit. And once you get that all cleaned up, then it will be time to start adding everything back into it. Now right here you want to make sure that you are doing a little bit of shell modification, and that is removing some of the plastic and the holding posts that allowed the old screen to hold in place, because the new screen is actually a little bit bigger physically. So we're going to do that and then add the new adhesive to the area. And once you have added the adhesive, you can go ahead and install the new screen, remove that protective film, and then once it's installed, go ahead and put it back on the other side so it doesn't get messed up. Then you're going to go ahead and add a clear film to the back of this so that nothing shorts out later on. Right here, you want to tin the pads, prepping for all the wires for the OSD controls that are going to be in the system. And at one point, I go ahead and I remove the color palette switch button because I just don't really have a need for that. Now you're going to go ahead and hook up the ribbon cable, hook up that board. You're going to take the board, put it on the back of the screen, kind of get that connector back in, and then I use a little Captain tape to go ahead and seal that down, and then you put another protective layer. And once you've done that, you can put all the buttons and membranes back into place. You can put the motherboard back where it goes. And then it is almost time to start stripping, tinning, and soldering all of the wires back into where they're going to go. That way they can do various button presses to allow different on-screen commands. Now right here is where I was talking about doing the wire stripping and tinning to make sure that I can get a solid contact. And of course I went through and I added some flux to the pads. That way it would go in a little bit easier, but you get all of that back in there, screw everything back together, put the shell back on, put your batteries back in, and then you will be good to go with a brand new gorgeous IPS screen. It is a fairly quick mod. It takes maybe about 30 minutes. If you've never done it before, it might take a little longer, but the mod really isn't bad, and it looks great once it's done. So as you can see here, we've got brightness controls, we've got vertical and horizontal positioning, we have a pixel effect that you can turn on and off, battery display that you can turn on and off, and color adjustments. So again, that's why I didn't really need the button to do it. But this is awesome because it has plenty in here. I can do Option A, and with that, I can actually select the item menu, and then I can adjust it. So say my screen wasn't fully where I wanted it to be, I can now go in and adjust this. I can go down to the next one, Option A, and now I can adjust my horizontal positioning. That way, if your alignment was totally off, since this does not come with an actual alignment bracket, you can get it just right. Hey everyone, Game Dad from the future here, and I am editing this video and realized I forgot to record an outro to it. So yeah, this is the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, then let me know down in the comments below. Please don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And if you like this video and you want to see another recent video that I did, then go ahead and check out this area right here, and I'll have something there for you to check out. And in the meantime, thank you all for watching. Catch you later.